Yeah, people have an obsession with being proven wrong. They say you can't do that, and it's no, you can't do that. The thing about that interpretation is that it never ends. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. People are only saying that you can't do that because they can't do that. And it never ends. Whatever they can't do, they're gonna say you can't do. So who are you actually living for? It's easy. It's easy to get caught up in that feeling of proving people wrong. We've seen men in history. No need to name who they are. We've seen plenty of men in history fall prey to proving people wrong. I mean, you can literally live off that emotion. I'm just gonna live to prove people wrong, and you're gonna find it's never gonna end. It's gonna be your demise trying to prove people wrong. The only reason people saying you can't do something is because they can't do that. So that's my only response to people. It's like they say you can't do it. No, that's because you can't do that. So because you can't do that, don't mean that somebody else can. And I got to remind myself about that, guys. That interpretation every single day because it's so easy to get caught up, and that's something I remind myself every day. Don't get caught up in what people are saying you can and cannot do. Whether they say you can't, even if they say you can do it, don't mean you should be doing it. And if they say you can't do it, that doesn't mean you're supposed to get to work and start proving them wrong. Because then you're not living for yourself. You're living for somebody else, somebody else's agenda. Look, guys, I'm just gonna tell y'all straight up. I'm old now. I just want to be my wife's slave. She could just tie me up behind a refrigerator somewhere, and I'll just live life happily ever after. I don't have nothing else to prove. There's nothing else to do, man. It's boring. I told you, I wake up, I really have a hard time trying to figure out what's important. I guess that's when it's time to settle down, so they call it, and have children. Maybe they can change the world, right? So that's what I'm doing things now for is a future. The idea of you know a orphanage, which is something I never thought about. I never thought about orphanages. I never thought about how they run, where exactly are they at. That's something I've never thought about. It might be somebody in that orphanage that rises up out of that orphanage that has all the answers. Might really give the world something to live for that came from an orphanage or something like that. You never know. I think that's a good place to start from is the children. I think that everything that I talk about, whether it's talking about locking people down or whatever I talk about, I always keep in the back of my mind that it's for the future, it's for the next generation of people coming up. It's about their safety. So if you got to take away people's freedom to secure to ensure that the next generation coming up can have a peaceful and safe environment, that's what you have to do by any means necessary. you know. But I just want to close it out, guys. I just wanted to say that you don't never want to get caught up in what people are saying you can and cannot do because they'll never stop. They will never stop. And that's why I guess you got to give them two parties. You got to give somebody a reason to object. Makes people feel like they're in control because these people, their minds and their imaginations, it can get out of control. And you gotta find you got to create a podium to balance that out. That's why a lot of things out here, guys, including politics, I just see it as theater. It's a way to balance things out. There's always going to be somebody objecting to what I say. There's going to be always somebody who thinks I'm right. There's always going to be somebody who thinks I'm wrong. So you got to find eh, whatever you do or say is always going to be objectified. So you have to build a platform where everybody can benefit from it. And that's really equality and practicality when you look at it. The fact that there's going to be two opposing forces. That's where the equality is.